as always, technology making me really nervous, but I think you can see my slides, I hope, yes. And yes, you can see my slides, yes. And I would like to say that I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about small business program at NIH. And again, in normal life before COVID, I'm used to do a lot of outreach and talks. And the first question I will ask, how many of you knows the program, how many applied, how many got awarded? Unfortunately, this is COVID time. We can do it through computer, everything. But anyway, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the program itself, because I hope that most of you are familiar. But I hope that this presentation will give you some tips and some guidelines how to get NIH funding. Again, today we're talking about small business program at NIH, SBIR program and STTR, both programs set aside. As you know, set aside, it means that federal agencies by law need to set certain percentage of money to support only SBIR, STTR grants, contracts, and cooperative agreements. 3.2% for SBIR, 0.45% for STTR. Both programs with potential for commercialization. This is very unique quality, unique characteristic of SBIR, STTR programs, potential for commercialization. Even that within NIH, we're treating these programs the same way, but there is few major differences between these two programs. For regarding research partner and principal investigator. Research partner for SBIR, we always encourage to have a partnership with research institution or universities. With STTR, you must have a collaborator. For SBIR, 67% needs to be done by small business. And for STTR, 40% for small needs to be done by small business. STTR from this point a little bit more flexible, because 40% small business, 30% collaborated, but the rest 30% can be moved around. And another major difference, principal investigator. For SBIR program, PI needs to be employed by small business at the time of the award and during the duration of the award. For STTR program, principal investigator may be employed with small business or with research institution, and minimum of 10% of effort required for the project. Again, as I said, I'm not going to spend more time talking about the program, just want to point to this site, SBIR NIH site, where you can read more about the program, especially this link. You can find step-by-step instruction how to apply and quite a bit important and useful information. Always remember about eligibility. Small business, no more for-profit, US-based, no more than 500 people, and work needs to be done in US. About this, I want to a few comments about this. Keep in mind, if your project, if in your project foreign involvement, there is foreign involvement, keep in mind that we have few exceptions, but usually this application will be kind of with red flag. If you can avoid it, please avoid it. But sometimes in rare situation, when samples are not available or something like this, NIH will allow it. But overall, Congress want to spend SBIR money within US. In this situation, I will recommend to contact us, reach out to us to discuss before you will apply. Again, if you have some foreign involvement in your project. Now, within NIH, small business program, more than $1 billion. It's a lot of money, quite a bit money. And the largest institute, National Cancer Institute, my institute, Institute of Allergy Infectious Diseases, with the second largest institute, our budget for small business program fiscal year 21, 181 million, which is also quite a bit money. And all this money will go to support, most of this money will go to support grants, contracts, cooperative agreement. The program, 3 phases. Phase 1, proof of principle. Only awarded phase 1 applicants can apply to phase 2. research and development, and phase 3, it's non-SBIR money step of commercialization. But besides this, we have a few different type of grant mechanism, and I'm going to talk about next slides. For example, fast track, direct to phase 2B, direct to phase 2, and commercialization readiness program, CRP. Fast track mechanism. I actually really like this mechanism. This is a situation when you will submit phase 1 and phase 2 application as one package. It will go through the review, will get one score. And the advantage of this mechanism, like in normal situation, you will submit phase 1, you will wait 8 months, maybe even longer, to know if you are awarded or not. And then you will submit another application, phase 2, wait another 8 months. In case of fast track, you will submit the application. If you will be awarded, at the end of phase 1, you will write progress report, submit to your program officer, and with his approval, you can get budget maybe in a couple of weeks later for phase 2. But saying this, be a little bit more careful, because this is for companies who already generate significant amount of data and able to write a strong commercialization plan. Because sometimes reviewers, when they're making decision about the whole package, they don't know if the phase 1 will be successful. But overall, it's a very interesting and good mechanism. Phase 2B, some institutes, not all, but some, including my institute, we have so-called phase 2B competing renewal awards. It's basically a mechanism to help you to kill so-called value of death for applicants who got awarded phase 2. For example, you need additional time and additional budget to continue your research, what you was doing for phase 2. Again, budget 1 million per year up to 3 years. And again, as I said, not every institute within NIH are participating. Check before you will consider phase 2B. Direct to phase 2, it's also for companies who already generate data and ready to bypass phase 1 and apply directly to phase 2. And keep in mind that this mechanism is only allowed for SBIR program, not for STTR. Again, something else to think about if you have strong data already generated and you didn't want to apply to phase 1. Commercialization readiness program, another program to help applicants awardees of phase 2 and phase 2B to get additional funding and to kill so-called value of death. Within NIH, we have 3 program announcement commercialization readiness pilot programs, 3 of them, 3 solicitations. 2 of them, one of them, clinical trials are not allowed. This is NIAID, we are participating only in this one. And these similar but clinical trials allowed. And then there is a smaller one, just technical assistant. We are not participating in this program. Keep in mind 3 of them within NIH. And as I mentioned, this program allowed additional funding, but for some activities which are different from phase 2B, and there is some list of the activities which is allowed with this program. Budget, again, 1 million per year up to 3 million. And what I would like to mention that subcontracting percentage for regular phase 2 is 50%, and normally the grant management is not going to allow it. By law, it's only 50%. For this program, you can actually subcontract significantly higher. It can be maybe 80%. There is not even a number in the program announcement, but you have to be careful to be sure that small business is still doing the job. Again, very interesting program. On this slide, I put some success rates for your information. And I need to say that before COVID, normally phase 1 was about 20%, phase 2 about 40%, fast track maybe 25%. And unfortunately with COVID, actually overall for NIH success rates went down. You can see, I'm not going to spend more time talking about it, but you can see on the slide success rates for SBIRs, for STTR, phase 1, phase 2, fast track, direct to phase 2. And again, direct to phase 2, STTR is not applied. When we're talking about NIH Small Business Program, always keep in mind that Omnibus solicitation, it's a parent solicitation. About 80% of applicants using Omnibus to apply, because Omnibus is it's so broad. If your project is related to improve human health, it can actually go under Omnibus, yes. But each institute have also targeted solicitation. My advice, if you're considering to apply, check also institute sites, because targeted solicitation, it's focused on priority area for institute. And sometimes success rate can be higher because less applicants are applying. We also have contracts, SBIR contracts. About 80% of money goes to support grants, but 20% of SBIR money goes to support contracts. Contracts is a targeted solicitation, and basically institute is telling what we would like you to do. And also, if you feel that your project fits what institute is looking for, it's a good way to go, because it's less, success rate is higher, less applicants. And right now, contract solicitation is closed. It's usually once a year, but keep your eyes open for 2023. Solicitation will be published sometimes in July with due date end of October. And for NIAID, we will have 12 contract topics. If you would like to learn more, just click on solicitation of 2022. It will give you an idea what kind of topics you can apply within our institute or other institutes. As I mentioned, not everybody are participating in contract solicitation. Omnibus solicitation. We have 4 omnibus solicitation parent announcement. 2 of them clinical trials required, SBIR and STTR, and 2 of them clinical trials not allowed, SBIR and STTR. We, my institute, we are participating only in clinical trials not allowed, SBIR and STTR. Standard days 3 times a year. And in case if your project is related to clinical trials, but you would like to apply to our institute, we have targeted solicitation, so-called SBIR Phase 2 Clinical Trials Implementation Cooperative Agreement, U44. If your project, again, related to clinical trials, if it's within the mission of our institute, I really advise you to take a look on this solicitation, because again, success rate can be higher, less applicants. Not so many small businesses are ready for clinical trials. And even the requirements that you need to have a previous phase 1 related to this project, but in reality, actually this 4 will accept fast track, direct to phase 2, and phase 2 and phase 2B. If you have more questions, there is a question and answer link. You can take a look. In case if you're not sure if your project related to clinical trials or maybe not, I'm also advise you to use this clinical trials funding opportunity decision tree. There is few questions you will answer, simple questions, yes, no, and in the end, it will guide you what solicitation will be the best for your project. Let's talk about our institute, National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. I don't think I need to introduce our director, Dr. Fauci. Within the institute, we have 7 divisions. 4 of them, 4 extramural divisions. The first 3, Division of AIDS, Division of Allergy, Immunology, Transportation, and Division of Microbiology, Infectious Diseases. Budget, almost all budget of these divisions will go to support grants, contracts, and cooperative agreements. And Division of Extramural Activities, it's division where you have grant management, policies, small business program under this division. Also, we have Division of Clinical Research, Division of Intramural Research, and Vaccine Center. I would like to mention, because I'm getting a lot of questions, obviously, on my institute and COVID, most of the NIH institute at this time, at this point, made the decision to expire their COVID SBIR STTR notices of special interest and direct all on mission COVID applications towards Omnibus, SBIR STTR. But I put this link, COVID-19 funding opportunities. There is some opportunities, please check, because even it's not SBIR opportunities or STTR, small businesses sometimes are eligible to apply. And also this link, I'm checking periodically, they're adding information quite often. I would like to mention that within NIAID, we have many resources available to the research community. And please check this site. And also you can see the site Biodefense Emerging Infection Research Resources Repository. The good part about this, if you will look at the catalog, there is no charge for the research materials. Maybe they will charge for shipping and handling fee, but overall there is no charge. And also that you don't need to be an NIH grantee, NIAID or NIH grantee, or and therefore actually if there is an interest, take a look. And below you can see a couple of links how to get started. You need to register and then place your order if needed. One more actually excellent tool within NIH, so-called Accelerating COVID-19 Therapeutic Intervention and Vaccine, so-called ACTIV. NIH is taking a lead on this public-private partnership. And through ACTIV, NIH bring together government agencies, non-profit organizations, and numerous biopharma companies. There is several fast-track areas. Again, below the last link, you can click how to actually submit your information if you would like to get something done faster. Switching the topic and talking about money, obviously an interesting topic. Everybody wants to know amount of money we can award. And I'm sure you know that recently SBA because of inflation, adjust some amount. And for phase 1, SBA dollar amount is $275,000, and for phase 2, 1.8 million total amount. But NIH have a list of research topics, so-called waiver topic. This list every year NIH will send to Small Business Administration and will get approval. If your science falls under this research topic, you can actually get more dollar amount. And our topics, we kind of did it intentionally, are very broad. For my institute, for phase 1, you can get up to 300,000 per 1 year, up to 2 years. Basically, for phase 1, you can get 600,000 up to, yes. But no need for additional approvals, but you always need to request budget, which, your project needed, because what can happen, the reviewers can take a look and they can make a comment that you're requesting a lot of money you don't need for your project, because even that your application will be reviewed based on scientific merit, they will put one sentence in this document summary statement, keep the budget as requested or reduce it. And therefore, again, if you're requesting higher budget within the waiver, be a little bit careful, because think about bottom line, it should be science needs to match budget request. But overall, otherwise, you can get up to 600,000 for phase 1 and up to 3 million for phase 2, 1 million per year for 3 years. Yeah, this is about budget. Also, not so many applicants actually remember or knows about this. You can request so-called TABA, Technical and Business Assistance in your application. For phase 1, you can request $6,500 per year. Again, if you're doing a project for phase 1 for 2 years, you can actually double, yes. For phase 2, you can request up to $50,000 for the life of the project. Even you're going for 3 years, it only once $50,000. But again, in case of NIAID, it can be above total amount of the award. Again, if we're talking about, for example, phase 2, 3 million, you can actually get additional 50,000 for technical assistant. And on this slide, I basically put how you can request it. You can request within application, request in line F, and you need to put a justification talking about vendor you're going to use. It's always nice to get additional money for your project. On the next few slides, I want you again to give you some tools, and hopefully it will help you to apply for NIH funding. Most important piece of advice, we're always talking about this, talk to us earlier. And please don't send me email 2 days before submission. Talk to us maybe a few months before. Usually I will ask for the abstract and I will find the subject matter expert, and we will set up a call, because quite often I need to see it's really within the mission of my institute, or I will help you to find the place within another institute within NIH. There is my email address and also I think a link to contact within each NIH Institute SBIR point of contact. And again, as I said, please submit earlier. Recently, you know, it was a submission date, January 5th, and I got few emails 20 minutes before the due time that they have some issues. Anyway, please early. And on this slide, actually take advantage of this 2 days viewing window. Again, if you will submit it, for example, 2 days before, you have an option, you know, you will see what problems you can actually change, you can resubmit, but of course you have to do it before due date. Again, use this opportunity. There is a late submission policy, but be careful because it's pretty restrict. First of all, nobody will get approval before submission. It will go later. Center of Scientific Review will decide it to approve or not. And there is certain requirements. You will look in the policy who can actually submit 2 weeks later. Just to remind you that when you will submit your application, it's not going to specific institute. It will go to NIH. And even if you are not sure which institute, for example, you decide not to contact us and you are not sure where your application can go, keep in mind that you will submit to NIH, it will go to Center of Scientific Review, Office of Referral will assign your application. But as I said, always good to know targeted the institute, because you will know the areas of priority. And a good idea also get review experience. Center of Scientific Review always looking for reviews. There is a link how you can do it. A few facts to remember. Again, you will submit your application. Eligibility will be checked by grant management at the time of the award. PI. Do not require to have PhD or MD, but required to have expertise to oversee the project scientifically and technically. Not required to be US citizen, but PI must legally reside in US. SBIR and STTR application may be submitted to different agencies for similar work. They're not going to be awarded twice, but you basically can submit to NIH or NSF, for example, for similar work. You can submit. Also, I'm sure you know this, that actually now you can switch. For example, you submit SBIR application for phase 1 and you would like to submit for phase 2 STTR. You can do this. Yes. Okay, you can do this. Keep in mind about this form, assignment request form. It's in your application package. It's optional form, but I always advise use this form. You can, for example, you decided to apply to my institute. You can request assignment to the institute, but you also can request up to 2 additional institutes, so-called secondary assignment. And the reason how it can help you, because sometimes science will overlap between our, for example, asthma, our institute, or NHLBI, or Heart and Lung Institute. And if you got a good score, but it's not within fundable range, program officials can talk between institutes and check. I can call to another institute and ask, I can say, look, it's a great application, do you have some money? Again, it's additional kind of opportunity to get funded, you know. And on the same form, you also can request specific study session assignment. The best way to talk to programs official who can recommend the study session, but I will show you another slide. There is another tool help you to figure out the study session. Also on the same form, you can actually, if you have a conflict of interest, you can address on this form. You cannot recommend reviews, but if there is a conflict of interest, you can address on this form. This is a tool to help you to figure out which study session to use for your project. You can just put abstract or a few sentences from your project, click search, And actually, you will select first SBIR or maybe different grant mechanism, click search, and it will give you up to maybe 4 or 5 recommendations which study session to use. Samples of applications we posted online for those who actually never applied or maybe would like to take a look. This is successful applications, phase 1, phase 2s, and fast track. I think it's very helpful. And we're doing this for several years, but now I believe National Cancer Institute have few, and also ACTIV Institute put also few samples of applications. We established interesting program within my institute with a small business program, application assistant program. It's basically no cost for applicants to help. We contracted a company, outside company, who actually working with our applicants to help them, to guide them how to apply and how to get awarded. Again, right now it's closed, but it's going to be open sometimes February, March. We just finished the previous year, 2021, and we are going to have it for 2022. It will be open 10th. Yeah, I want to mention that it's so popular that usually from the moment we will open, half a day later, all slots are taken. It will be 10 slots for applicants who are applying to phase 1 and 25 slots, I believe, for the ones who are applying for who are awarded phase 2. Anyway, yeah, not the phase, I can't completely. It will be total 35 slots for applicants who want to apply to phase 1 or to phase 2. Now, always remember about NIH reporter, very helpful site. It will help you, for example, again, you're not sure which institute to apply. If you will open the site, put few keywords of your technology, click search, it will show you the list of applications who applied to NIH and got awarded. And you will see the institute, you can read the abstract, you can see the program officials who are assigned to this application. Not only it will help you to find out the institute applicants apply, but also it can give you idea just in case if you're missing your competition, because sometimes it's happened. Yes, you can see who maybe somebody in your area who is actually doing the similar research. And similar database, so-called federal reporter. The previous one I showed, it was only NIH, again, for funded research project. Federal reporter, it's about maybe 17 different federal agencies and about 1 million project. Again, you can put keywords of your area, click search, and it will give you an idea about the projects. Yes, I'm running out of time, no?
Yes, I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but
it's okay. I'm almost done. No, it's fine. It's the rest of the slides. It's just key documents, a list of the links, and I'm done. And this is my team. And my apologies. I'm talking too long. Again,
would you like me to send out your deck to all of the people who signed up for the session?
Sure. And I just want to mention the best way, if you have questions, reach out to me. You have my email. Okay.